Welcome to Mindful Contract Administrator. This series of video clips has been designed to cultivate the habit of mindfulness within contract administrators in the construction industry. Before we move on to today's video, I wish all my viewers, their loved ones, and the whole world a safe and healthy period during the outbreak of coronavirus. Today, we are going to talk about the defined term named site within FIDIC Red Book. The word site has been defined in FIDIC 1977 version as the land or places on, in, through or under which the permanent works or temporary works are to be constructed. When you are talking about the land or other places, what comes to your mind is FIDIC specifically used certain preposition within this version in order to identify the vertical and horizontal boundaries of the site. Now, let us take this Rubik's Cube as an example. Suppose this is a wedge of land. Now, if you see the four prepositions which is used in the earlier version of FIDIC, it says on, under, in, that is within, or through the place. However, suppose that you are constructing an airport wherein a lot of testing and commissioning has to be done above this particular wedge of land. We have to use the preposition named over. This non-exhaustive list used in FIDIC 1977 version will give room for ambiguities if you are not using all the prepositions. For instance, suppose you are constructing a bridge or number of bridges across a river. So, the particular preposition across is not there within this particular definition. Therefore, what FIDIC has done in 1987 version is eliminated this non-exhaustive list of prepositions. So, the 1987 version defined the word site as the places where the works are to be executed. It doesn't matter whether it is in, on, under or through. Now, for instance, suppose you are going to the supermarket, and on your way to the supermarket and at the entrance of the supermarket, you meet a friend of yours and you have a chat with this friend, and your wife calls you all of a sudden and asks, "Where are you?" Then you will say, "I am at the supermarket." You will never say that I am at the entrance of the supermarket having a chat with my friend or something like that. So even though you are in the car park of the supermarket, you call it that you are in the supermarket. You are at the supermarket. Therefore, a non-exhaustive list is always dangerous. FIDIC identified this, and in 1987 version, it has been taken out from the definition of the word site. Another thing, the 1977 version mentions land or other places. It is like this. Suppose that you have, as you know, most of the countries, they have got three forces. Okay. Suppose that you say army and other forces. Okay. There will be a question which comes to your mind. Are you talking about Navy and Air Force, or are we not talking about that? So you don't have to mention army or other forces. You can say tri-forces, or you can say forces, simply. So FIDIC 1987 onwards, that particular word, land or other places, has been eliminated, and it says the places. It gives you more crisp and clear analysis of what you are talking about. Another notable change in the definition of the word site is the fact that you have taken out the temporary works out of the equation. If you see the 1977 version, it says permanent or temporary works are part of the site. In 1987 version, it says works, wherein the definition of the works incorporates permanent or temporary works, or either of them. Why FIDIC 1999 version and onwards, this particular terminology, that is the temporary works, has been taken out from the equation? I will give you an example. In 2006, one of the most exquisite hotel chains established a hotel called Bar Al Jisa Resort and Spa in Oman. When they did that, there was no transportation from the land. So they had to carry all the labor, all the materials, and any other equipment which may be required to complete the works via sea. Suppose that you needed to build a small bank at the place where that you are embarking these personnel through the ferries, and in that bank you have to provide little bit of facilities and all, but it is far away from the site. The birthplace of the vessel which is carrying the people or the material is far away from the site, because it is a very distinct place wherein you cannot incorporate all the conditions applicable to the word site for this temporary work. Likewise, if you are constructing a road in a very remote or rural area, sometimes you may have to do a very long diversion. You may have to execute a very long diversion, but you cannot consider it as part of the site because you cannot ring fence this particular area. Therefore, FIDIC 99 version onwards considers only the places where the permanent works are to be executed as the site. However, there is another notable thing which has been remaining unchanged, because in the 1977 version of FIDIC Red Book, it says the land or other places or any other place which is mentioned provided by the employer. So that means there is another element into this which has to be considered apart from the physical boundaries of the place where the works are to be executed. For instance, let us understand that there is a prefabrication yard which requires a lot of involvement of labor, material and plant in order to execute a substantial amount of works pertaining to the site. So you cannot just disregard this as not a part of the site. That is why FIDIC 99 version onwards, and before also it was vaguely mentioned, other places as may be forming the site. There is a slight change within the 99 version and 2017 version of the FIDIC Red Book. The word maybe has been taken out because it is more specified. It says it is required because the word may will generate an ambiguity, a degree of uncertainty. Therefore, it has also been eliminated within the 2017 version of FIDIC Red Book, which says the places which are specified in the contract. Therefore, this particular prefabrication yard can be considered as a site if it is specified within the contract. I hope you have got an insight about the defined term site within the FIDIC Red Book across 4 decades. Thank you.